Je zou misschien denken dat ik hier naast Lara Croft sta, maar niets is minder waar. Het is Megan Murray, Community en Communications Manager bij Crystal Dynamics. En die zijn natuurlijk hard aan het werk aan de nieuwe Tomb Raider die wij hierachter, ergens in een hokje, hebben mogen spelen. Megan, it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
How are the first responses to people playing Tomb Raider?
Really exciting. The area that we're allowing people to check out is actually a hunting area, which is an entirely new mechanic to Tomb Raider. So we're letting them get a feel for the bow and look at a smaller exploration space, but a cool one nonetheless. And people have just been really excited to finally get their hands on the game.
Is it because we played it yesterday? We really enjoyed it. It was pretty much comparable to the demo we saw at E3. There still seems to be missing like a lot of stuff from like the old Tomb Raiders, the really big areas, just focusing on environments, the climbing, the puzzling. Is this a completely new game, or are we just playing a completely new part, and will we be seeing more traditional stuff further along the way?
It's a combination of both. So it's a very early area, and that's why you're seeing slightly smaller spaces. You're seeing more cinematics, more narrative, because we're obviously trying to set the foundation for the game, and,
yes.
And a lot of the early character development is very pivotal towards the rest of the game. So when you progress in the game, that's when you're going to get into the exploration and traversal spaces. That's when you're going to see our huge hub areas with lots of little paths and secrets and collectibles to find, and that's when you're going to really get that classic Tomb Raider feel.
Okay, that's good news. How did you guys make this game? Did you start like, we're going to do this reboot, we're going to make one full game, we'll see where it goes from there, or is this is it in your studio something like, okay, we're going to make this game, but we're going to keep an eye on what we're doing in this game so we can progress in like further games or further develop the franchise?
It's definitely very forward-looking. So the idea behind the reboot, which lots of research and lots of just research worldwide, and a lot of time went into making this decision.
Yeah.
It was made carefully because we want to lay the foundation for the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
And so while we have to first solely focus on making this game the absolute best it can be, and what Crystal's aiming to make the best game of their careers, we need to get it right. We need to make sure that it pays homage to the franchise, and that fans like it, but it's also accessible to gamers who have never played a Tomb Raider game. And once that foundation is laid, then we can base future iterations upon that.
What kind of stuff, what kind of elements do you put in there to make sure it is okay for this game to go into the future? Anything special you would maybe not do if this was like solely a single project?
If it was just what?
If it was a single project, but it's not because you're looking into the future with the franchise?
Well, I mean, I think we've had to just approach it looking into longevity, and that's the entire focus of the reboot, is giving players the chance to be there for these iconic moments in Lara Croft's journey. So they get to know her and identify her, and then in doing that, the seeds of motivation are planted for any other adventure she may go on, because we'll understand what motivated her for her first kill. We'll understand, certain personality traits or whatnot in future iterations.
Yeah. How did you, because Tomb Raider Legends, if I'm not mistaken, was also, it felt kind of a reboot. You went to next gen, you did a lot of stuff in a lot of new, more action focused way. How was that reboot different from this reboot?
We don't consider that one like a full reboot, because obviously we kept some of the canon from the classic core properties. But I mean, obviously going to a new system and a new developer, it felt very, very different. But this is the definitive hard stop reboot, because it's the canon from the past games is not something that's it's gone for this. So she's not going to be meeting the same colleagues and cohorts and going on the same expeditions that from the past. It's a 21-year-old Lara, fresh out of university.
Good thing.
she's first adventure, so she thinks she's just going off the coast of Japan in this area called the Dragon's Triangle for an expedition, and is not expecting to be shipwrecked on this mysterious island.
No one does.
No one does. So it's an entirely new situation and scenario for her, and that's one of the things that we see sort of a vulnerability there, because she's not expecting to be thrust, like I said, into this situation where she's on an island with hostile natives, and they're attacking her crew members and her friends, and so it's really interesting to see. Yes, but it's interesting to see her overcome that. Yeah. So what I love about Lara, and something that I think really resonates from even classic Lara, is that this Lara is extremely brave. Even though she's scared, she pushes through that fear, and I think that that's something that I really respect and admire in her.
Okay. What thing are you most proud of? Because there's a lot of, we talked about a lot of things already in our preview, a lot of like small stuff, that, like facial expressions, that kind of stuff, which really pops out when you play.
Yeah.
what element in this game are you guys most proud of? If you only could choose one.
Well, I would speak personally.
Yes, you may.
For me, like the gameplay and all of that, and the new mechanics and the scavenging and salvaging elements and all that, are fantastic. I love and I'm so excited about them. But for me, it's always been Lara's been at the core of everything for me since I've been a Tomb Raider fan since the beginning, and Lara's always been the pillar for me, and I am so excited and so proud of the work that the team is doing in fleshing out this believable character and this believable evolution and arc throughout the game. So I'm really excited for these, like I mentioned, iconic moments to play out, where people see something happen for the first time and hopefully they will remember it forever.
That's what we love too, a little bit. Is the vibe different at the studio now? They worked on a lot of Tomb Raiders. I must say, pretty much almost all of them were pretty awesome. Even like Underworld, great games. Is the vibe different this time, working on this Tomb Raider, than it was on any other Tomb Raider in the past?
I can't answer that question. I've only been at Crystal for a year and a half now. So I can't necessarily compare
Just
the
say
vibes.
yes. Oh, the vibes are awesome.
I mean,
It's way better.
I know that the team is extremely excited about and so invested in this particular iteration because everybody's
this game is picking up more heat than any other Tomb Raider game in the last years.
Fantastic press and enthusiasm, and fans are on board, and it's we're setting out, like I said, to make this the game of everyone's career at Crystal. So I think that the enthusiasm is contagious at the studio.
Good news. I have one major sidestep, a little bit of a personal question. Do you have any idea, at Crystal Dynamics or at Idol, something like that, we're looking for the people who have the rights to the Legacy of Kain series?
I am not touching that subject with a 10-foot pole.
But do you know who has the rights? Like, just, you don't have to say if anyone is doing anything with it.
I'm not touching that subject with a 10-foot pole.
This interview was going so well up until now.
Until you asked me
Just
a question
cut.
outside of my franchise.
Just cut.
This interview's over.
It's over. I'm gonna walk away angrily now.
I'll just take over. Who do we want to go interview next? Let's go see Borderlands 2.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Almost had it.